My milk supply is drying up. Sometimes breastfeeding can go along just great and then all of a sudden, boom, a drop in supply. That can actually be normal at times, and other times it can be a big indication that something is going very wrong. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the common things that can drop your milk supply and how to get your supply back up. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hi Mommy, my name is Mary Cahill and I'm a certified lactation counselor. I help mommies like you to be confident and successful in their breastfeeding journey.
The good news is that it would be really rare for a mom to not be able to make breast milk. And the really good news is if you were able to make breast milk at one time and then you had a drop in supply, you can get back there. It may be some work and it's really important to figure out why you had this drop in supply, but you can do it. Most foods, herbs, and medication are just fine for breastfeeding moms, but occasionally there's some that can cause a problem with a mom's milk supply. When it comes to herbs, there's a list of those, and I'll put that in the description, but some that I see a little more often would be things like sage and oregano. Now, you'd probably have to eat quite a bit for this to affect your milk supply, but some moms are more sensitive than others. One that I see much more often is peppermint or spearmint, and even menthol. So you might eat a cough drop that has menthol in it and not think about that, but it can affect your milk supply. Moms may take the herb fenugreek to increase milk supply, when actually it can decrease milk supply for many moms. Cold medicine can have a big impact on milk supply. If it's a decongestant, it's going to dry up your sinuses, and it's also going to dry up your milk supply. I actually recommend Sudafed for moms wanting to dry up their milk supply and wean baby. Another one is birth control. Be sure to always tell your doctor that you're breastfeeding before you're given any medication. Your birth control should be progesterone only. That's your best choice for breastfeeding moms. You could still have a problem, but it's the best choice, and usually it's fine. Supplementing definitely will decrease mom's milk supply, whether it's with formula or previously pumped milk. Now, your previously pumped milk is still considered a supplement. If something goes into baby, something needs to come out of you to maintain your milk supply. Now, a little side note, breastfeeding doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. If you need to supplement, you can. It's best to wait until breastfeeding is established and ask for some help, because there are some things you need to know about doing that in a way that you won't lose your full milk supply. A lot of moms supplement during the day and then breastfeed just at night, but be sure to ask for help on how to do that. Sometimes stress or an illness can affect supply. It's hard to have a letdown if you can't relax, especially when you're pumping. Now, if you're ill and you become extremely dehydrated, that can affect your milk supply, but you would need to be very dehydrated for it to affect your milk supply. It's important to know that water doesn't make more milk, so just drink to thirst, but it is important to keep hydrated. Now, your milk supply may look like it's low when it's really not, like when your milk supply regulates, and that's what I see quite often. So when you're at about 6 or 8 weeks postpartum, your milk supply regulates down just to what baby needs. Whatever baby takes out, your body makes more of. Before that point, you had all these hormones going on that make your body make milk. So you may be able to have nursed baby and then still pumped 4 ounces. But after this point, when your milk supply regulates, you may nurse baby and only get drops out if you try to pump. And that's normal. That's the way it's supposed to be. Sometimes baby will be fussy and crying at the breast, and it looks like our supply has dropped, when really we need to remember that babies cry for other reasons than just hungry. They could be tired, or they could be going through a growth spurt or teething. Those things hurt and make baby fussy. And you'll see these growth spurts and teething times usually last for about a week or so and then get better. And you'll also see them more often in the evening time. Another one is that moms feel like they're out of milk. Their breasts feel flat, empty, no longer full. And that's normal and actually a good thing. The fullness feeling that you feel is inflammation and engorgement, and your body should adjust and not feel like that anymore. You should start to feel just as flat and empty as before you were even pregnant, but you'll still have plenty of milk there. Another one is leaking. Moms say, I'm not leaking anymore, so I must be out of breast milk. So leaking's not an indicator of your milk supply. Some moms never leak, and some moms leak for a long time. So if you were leaking and you stopped, that's actually a good thing. Who wants to be leaking all the time? Another one is that moms don't feel their letdown anymore. Again, that's normal. Over time, you stop feeling your letdown. And again, some moms never feel a letdown, and some moms always feel letdown, almost to the point of painful. Now, we do want to monitor that baby is getting enough to eat, and we do that by counting wet diapers. As long as baby has 6 or more wet diapers, every 24 hours, you know they're getting enough. What makes more breast milk for all moms is the 3 keys, and that's moving milk out of you, moving milk often, and stimulation. Those 3 are all best done by the baby at the breast as long and as often as possible. Now, you can do those with a pump, but with a pump, you need to add lots and lots of breast massage to make up for baby not being at your breast. Baby's mouth moves differently than the pump on your breast. Baby's mouth moves in a way that it stimulates your milk supply, where a pump just does a pulling action. Also, baby's saliva is actually absorbed into your breast, telling your body to make more breast milk. And when you nurse baby from the breast, they take longer than it would to pump, so that's extra stimulation. When you're nursing baby and you're trying to increase your milk supply, you want to try to get baby to nurse on both breasts each feeding, sometimes even back and forth a couple of times. So you want to do that by having baby on the first side for as long as possible. You don't want to time that first side. When baby's slowing down or seems about done, switch baby to the other side. And even if they're only on that other side for a few seconds, that's fine. If they kind of start to fall asleep and stop nursing there, if you can get them to go back to the first side when you're really struggling with milk supply, that's best. As often, back and forth, and as long as possible is going to be your very best for increasing your milk supply. Let baby use you like a human pacifier. Remember, the longer and the more often that baby's at the breast, the more milk you'll make. You can also do a little trick called a breastfeeding vacation, and that's where you hang out for 2 or 3 days with your baby and relax and put baby to the breast as often as possible. And when you're not nursing baby, hold baby skin to skin. That skin to skin contact tells your body to make more breast milk. Now, be very patient with yourself because it will take 3 to 5 days to start to see an increase in your milk supply when you've been doing these things consistently. Now, if you are pumping and nursing, it would be good to nurse baby, wait 10 minutes, and then pump. That's doing a mini power pumping session, and that will help to increase your milk supply also. I hope this video was super helpful for you, Mommy, in increasing your milk supply. From time to time, breastfeeding can be very difficult, and it's a good thing to ask for help. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. You're doing a great job, Mommy. Thanks a lot. You got this.